Now I will do something myself. Before then we'll have a break, and then we'll have a panel. And what I'll talk about actually is something that is related to the panel that I will host as well. I swear it's not because I bought this. There's the guy that was supposed to host Phil, which is brought me this morning at 6, saying that he has a bad stomach bug. So I need to just do the panel. But luckily, the panel is going to talk about all these things, so there will be no questions after this one. We'll talk about it all during the panel. What I'm going to talk to you about, I'm going to be non-technical this time. I'm going to be more political, if you want. So, let's see. Mainly two things that I really care about. One is where we are now with AI. So what is the media telling us about AI? Very important. And what is the science and research telling us about where we are heading with AI? That is equally important. There is a very good distinction why I'm choosing the media for the present and science for the future. Myself, as I said before, I'm Giancarlo Erra, creative serial tech entrepreneur. I've done many things, professional musician. I'm very sad with this picture, I should just change it. I'm the founder of Promethean Blogs. Tweetify is an AI for social media posts. Copy4GI is an AI for copywriting for B2B agencies. Audioships is my favorite one. It is a neural network that no one did before that can do sound design on hardware music synthesizers. And this summer I'm going to talk to Brian, and Peter Gabriel, that they like and is interested into the idea. And then I'm a public, yeah, exactly. Someone knows who Brian is. Public speaker, mentor, business consultant, blah, 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 this important stuff. So, where we are now. Do you remember this article? Someone's laughing, so I suppose it's just, I was not the only one looking at it saying, what? AI could replace the equivalent of 300 million jobs. I wish there were so many jobs available that could replace. Right. That is what that article is. That is according to AI. So, I ask AI, can you just give me like a mountain of bullcrap? But it's funny looking that I can show to a conference, and that is exactly what it is. In that article, if you go, and we all did probably after the title, very effective for clickbait, there was like a big thing, paragraph at the end, pinch of salt. All right, so after you just, describe Judgment Day, there is a pinch of salt. According to research, 60% of the jobs we're doing today, they didn't even exist in 1940. Or, research shows that actually the jobs displaced by new technology, because that is going to happen, and it always happens, are usually offset by new jobs created. And then it says, well, we also really don't know what is happening. And we should also think about it if there's an opportunity there. Thank you very much. Then you go to the original report that the article was based on. The original report from Goldman Sachs. I'm not joking. The report, the title is, Generative AI can raise job global GDP by 7%. That is a very, very, very different spin on the same article, isn't it? Can still 300 million jobs, but can also raise GDP by 7%. So, first of all, always go to the source of all these articles. If you go to the source, it tells you, yes, it is going to touch 300 million jobs, but partially automate. How much the internet automated and helped jobs or mobile phones. And then it says, yes, there's going to be job loss, but historically speaking, so we don't know, but historically speaking, they were also set by then new jobs opportunities. Once again, what I'm talking about here, it is the just balancing the opportunity with the danger. This is the whole thing. By the way, it's not just BBC News. This was from the lovely Telegraph, a journalist that says, yes, first-time job slaughter is coming for tech. And then it says, basically, the whole article is about, there were a lot of layoffs in tech at the end of 2023. The article starts saying something that is the only thing that there is to say about this. This may tell us more about the wider outlook for demand in the economy than the specifics of tech. It's not even mentioning AI. That is exactly what it is, because as we know, during COVID, there has been a bubble in terms of tech, and this is what happened. And in 2023, end of 2023, the economy wasn't going really, it's not announced going terribly well, but 2023, end of 2023, it wasn't very good. And then it starts talking about the layoffs and AI without doing any direct link, just suggesting it. But then in the end of the article, you see what is the tone, or what is the thing behind. There is a delicious irony in the idea that some of the first victims of AI should be from the very organizations that helped create it. That is not journalism, that is not even an informed opinion. That is once again fear-mongering, stoking on the fear, in this case to sell ads, in the case of BBC News to sell clicks. That is what is happening. And this is my favorite one. A couple of weeks ago, I suppose, in my morning news, in the same thing, was one after the other. AI GPT-4 can hack websites without human help. AI can disproportionately help defend against cybersecurity threats. Now, as I always say, I have a blog myself, so but just remember that 99.9% of the blogs are there, even if they give you good information, they're just there because the companies that host them, they want to visit their services or products. Don't forget that. Newspapers, they sell ads, and they sell subscriptions. The problem with all of this, as we will see later, is that AI is coming, it's not going back, and the responsibility is on us, on understanding how to deal with it correctly. And the general media, they are doing absolutely nothing to help all of us understanding it better. That is the point I'm trying to make here. That is absolutely shameful what they do. On the side, there is the very tech media that explains to the tech people like myself how to use AI, the models, how to trace, blah, blah, blah. General media, most of them, they're using fear. That is not going to help. Not at all. So, after this lovely, positive and optimistic start, where are we going? As usual, I think that for where we are, obviously no one has the crystal ball, we don't know where we're going. But the scientific method, it's science, it is probably what we can use, not to know where we're going, but to show what is the evidence that we have, the data, to sort of get a feeling of where we might be going. But I'm starting with a nice quote from Chloe. She's my social media manager. We worked together for now probably 4 years. She's Gen Z. So when we were in the car a couple of weeks ago, I asked her, Chloe, can you tell me, do you guys talk about AI? Because, everyone I talk to, even at breakfast, wherever I go, everyone asks me about AI. And she looked at me and she said, no, we don't talk about AI. You guys talk about AI. We don't care. It is a tool. It is just coming. It is good. Actually, she said, we are only happy. I'm only happy if AI can stop, me responding to emails that are boring or spending my time on Excel and doing the boring stuff. And I found it very, very, very good. There is a fantastic, obviously there is there's naivety of the youth in there, but Gen Z, we all know what they want to do in the workplace. If they don't like something, they just tell you, and they just don't do it. And I personally, I love it. I think that there is, maybe it is a bit extreme, obviously, but I hope that they are the generation that is going to change how we think about work. They want to do something they're passionate about, and they know that if you are passionate about something, then AI is not going to substitute you. If you're passionate about something, you're not going to excel. If you're passionate about something, you're using your creativity, your passion. AI can't do that. You can use AI to do the boring stuff. This is why they don't care. And if we go into research, there is one thing that I love, and it comes more and more often. It's about leveling the field. So AI, as we heard from the previous conversations, mostly in its simplest form, AI it gives us access to knowledge in a simplified way, vast knowledge in a simplified way. That means, potentially, that it might make jobs that before were only available to people that were able to study or to get that knowledge, available to people that didn't have that privilege. I was born in a generation where when I wanted to go to the university, everyone, would tell me, oh, you have to be either an engineer or a lawyer or a doctor. That is all that we need. And this is changing, because now that knowledge, all that stuff, AI can help. And I love the fact that someone that maybe didn't have the knowledge, but maybe is better at some jobs, can get the opportunity to do it. Because maybe the important part of the job is not just the knowledge. Maybe it's the empathy. Maybe it's the communication skills. Maybe it's the management. Then I'm very happy that someone that can use AI to just fill the gap with the knowledge and then go on with the rest. This is a report for the World Economic Forum, Future for Jobs. It says, obviously, that there are new jobs roles that are going to be created, obviously, they're related to AI, evolving skills, very important, coming more and more, and we'll see this again. There is a shift from knowledge to analytical and creative skills, what they call the soft skills. That is going to be what is going to be most important in a future where we have AI. Then it says there are obviously fastest growing and fastest declining roles. The fastest growing obviously ones are machine learning and everything that is technical. But more importantly, I think in here, the fast declining roles. Clerical, secretarial, administration, basically, and I'm stealing this from Matthew that I was telling me what is the best way of describing it. Any sort of jobs that means doing a repetitive, sort of brainless, if you want, but low brain activity, operation on a computer, that is going to be taken away by AI. And that is a good thing if we get the opportunity out of it. And I'm going back on that, what it means, because it is a big opportunity, but it is also, if we don't do it, it comes at a big cost. Another report from Microsoft, it says obviously AI is going to improve productivity and efficiency. Once again, if you see, it's leveling the field. But then, two important points. We need to appropriately rely on AI, so we need to understand it, we need to know what it can do, so that we can rely on it correctly. And then there is an interesting one, digital knowledge. I love it, because we went from it says we went from the paper documents to digitalization, and then we're going to a moment where knowledge is not anymore digital documents, it's a chatbot. We can get all the knowledge from a chatbot. It's a much faster, much easier, more accessible way of accessing data and knowledge. Then there is this one for the Department of Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy that goes more technical. So it does what we all fear and what we know. It says that job displacements might be up to 30% in 20 years. That is a lot, obviously. Then it says that anyway the effect is uncertain, but it should be neutral in the long term, based on previous technical evolution that we see. How to automate advantage, that is linked to what I was saying before. So anything that is not routine, that is not repeated. So once again, in this case, it points to health, personal care, we were going back to that. But all these roles that is not doing something repetitive in front of a computer, they're going to be more important because AI is not going to take them. Skills and education, very important. Once again, we will be back to that. It is part of what we have to pay for this transition. And then, it says there is uncertainty. We don't know, we don't have the crystal ball, but this is what we think it is going to happen. But this one is the most interesting for me. I absolutely love it. It was a blog article on the World Economic Forum. It is a page as a sort of protocol, I think. They call it the just transition. So it is an interesting parallel between the green economy, the green transition, and AI. They are both things that are going to change our world. They are both things that are going to disrupt our world. And they are both things that we can't escape from. And to do that, we need a just transition. We need to support it. Very, very important. And this second point is the whole point of why I always do this presentation. There is a big opportunity, but only if we have investment from governments and businesses, respectively, into education and skills and upskilling. That is how we will tackle AI correctly. And why we should not understand it, because it depends on us. Those people that are not going to do it if we don't push it. We know it. They're not. Governments have to invest into the education, because education needs to change, needs to be updated. I'm doing some mentoring and consulting for colleges, and I'm always shocked how much is the gap between what they teach the 16, 17 years old today and what is the reality of the job market. We need to change that. And we need to start speaking, when I spoke to the City College, it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, the main problem that they have with the new students is communication. These students, because it was COVID, or even because they spend their time on their phone, they lack basic communication skills. So this is what we should just start teaching to the youngsters, just how to communicate, how to just relate to each other. Knowledge, that is AI, talking to people, interacting with each other, empathy. This is our role. This is where we need to invest. And businesses need to invest in upskilling, because all the people that are not going to do the repetitive administrative work, we need to help them finding what they're passionate about and what they can do for our business. And once we do that, then they will be more productive and they will be happier, most of all. Very important as well, controversial for someone, but I think it is very important, universal living wage. With AI, we might need to change how we think about work. Maybe not everyone will need to work. Maybe there is a way of granting people a basic lifestyle, if they want, and then having people that want to do something, doing something. It is not dissimilar to COVID. Think about it. During COVID, probably the first week we were all home watching Netflix, watching or whatever doing. But when I talk to businesses, the majority of businesses I talk with, they were all home during COVID. Once you take people off the hamster wheel of the 9-to-5 work, they start getting creative. Not everyone, but a lot of people start getting creative. It's right, what do I do with my time? What am I passionate about? What do I want to do? And new businesses start. If we support that, we will have more small businesses, more people, once again, working about what they're passionate about. And that means we have happier people. And that means we have more productive people. And it also means that we have a better economy. So it can be a very, very, very big chance, a very big opportunity. It's a difficult one. We know how difficult it is to just convince governments, instead of doing cuts, of just putting money into education or health, but think we're not skilling. But that is really, really what we need to do. The opportunity is big. All of this, because we need public to just support the public and the perception, not like, the BBC News or whatever, the articles that we've seen before. So, once again, as I said, repetitive routine, low knowledge. These are the roles that are going to be most likely being replaced faster by AI. I'm putting in there things also, junior computer programming, that is the boilerplate, simple data analysis, draft content, all these things, AI can help. That means that the juniors will have a harder time maybe at the start, but if they harness the power of AI, they can be up to speed on the markets much quicker. And I'm including as well stuff like car truck driving, factory warehouse, robotics that are arriving, and they're going to take that stuff. But empathic, complex, and creative, what defines us as humans, all of us. If someone here says, I'm not a creative, I'm not a girl, I don't have creativity, please just come talk to me. It's not true, everyone has creativity. You just need to find it what it is. Creativity, that doesn't mean composing a song. It can be many things. Important roles, teaching, nursing, social workers, manual labor, all the things that up to now we thought that they were the less skilled, they are going to be the most important. And once again, it is a huge, huge, huge opportunity that we have to drive on them, because these are going to be the skills of the future. As I said before, the soft skills, what is not just the knowledge, this is what is going to be more important, because you can't automate it. I always say we know how the brain works, we don't know how the mind works. We can only study the mind indirectly. So we have neural networks. Neural networks try to recreate how the brain works. But the mind, consciousness, what makes me and you connecting on an empathic level, AI doesn't know anything about it. This is where we all have the opportunity to work more and invest more time. Once again, it's an opportunity, but there is also a big price to pay. And as I said, it all depends on us. And I want to just, talking about that, close on this one. Future Projects is a local, I don't know if any of you know them, they are a charity here in Norwich, and they also run Future Radio. We had them at the last AI Summit. Basically, they are a charity, and everyone was thinking, how are they using AI for a charity? And basically, he said the first-time workers, they were spending up to 2 hours doing admin stuff, transcribing quotes, summarizing, writing reports, and then at some point they introduced AI. They were a bit skeptical, the front-end workers, but once they started using, basically 2 hours went down to 15 to 20 minutes. And they were all happy, basically using AI, all of them, and they had 3 times more time available to do what they love and what they are good at, talking to the people, interacting with the people. That is the most important thing. And if it happened with this small charity here, I think that we can all do it and happen as well. So this is everything from me. Hopefully it wasn't up to you do. As I said, I think this is a big opportunity. We'll talk more about it during the panel. If you want to connect with me like that, and I think that now we all can have probably some more businesses to everything available. We have a break and then we'll be back for the panel later on. Thank you very much.